Hey you guys, it's your girl JB Good, and I just wanted to come on here to do a video about appreciating the people that are in your life. It is a bittersweet time in my life right now. My husband has been called to be a pastor at a church here in New York, and we are excited, fearful, excited, fearful, all these different emotions we're experiencing. And our church just found out, our home church just found out today. You guys know, if you've watched some of my videos, you know my husband is a minister, and we belong to a church here in New York. Not going to say no names, but he's a very, I don't want to say prominent, but yeah, he's a prominent individual there. And, you know, today they found out that we will be leaving so that he can go ahead and pastor this church that he's been called to pastor. And it was a hard day. Like, when the news broke, after service, my pastor called he and I up so that everyone in our church could, you know, congratulate him and congratulate me. Not that I've done anything to get us there, but to congratulate us. And people from my church, they are beautiful people. I love my church. I love the love that they give us. I love the love that they give my son, my husband, and myself. And I know, I should say, that leaving is going to be very difficult for us to do. I'm trying not to get emotional when I do this video, but I kind of can't help it. I'm trying not to cry because I have on these lashes. But yeah, I'm trying to hold this together. Okay. I came to that church at a time in my life where, I can't believe I'm crying, where my faith in God had really been shattered, broken. I was going through some things, and I really can't believe I'm crying right now. I was going through some things, and I was just really a mess. I was broken. My husband, I don't know the state that he was in, but I was broken. And that's a video for a whole nother day. But anyways, I came at a very low point. I came to this church, and I remember the message that the pastor, who's now my pastor today, was preaching, and he was talking about love and how love is not about getting things. And that was a big issue that I had previously. Like, I was in a situation where, in order for me to show my love for this person, I would always have to give them something, give them a gift, do this. It was always monetary things. It was never, you know, I love you, and that was good enough. It was always, you love me by the things that you do. And you could take that however you want to take that. That person meant the things that I was doing, meaning giving them things. And so the pastor, who's now my pastor, he was preaching the sermon, and he was talking about love is not about that. And that right there just broke those chains of that being what I thought love was, love being a monetary thing. After hearing that sermon, you know, the chains of guilt because I couldn't afford to do this for this person that thought that if I gave them something, I loved them. I'm trying to make sense to you guys. So once I heard that message, it broke that feeling of I need to give in order for you to love me and be loved myself. So this church, I mean, I've gone through my miscarriage there. I've gone through the birth of my son there. Just me and my husband. That was one of the first things that we did as a couple. One of the first decisions that we made as a couple was to worship together, because at the time when we got married, I was working for the hospitality industry, and I would always have to work on Sundays. And the church that we were going to at that time, they only had services on Sunday at like 12 o'clock when I had to work. So we never went to church together. I never went to church when I was in the hospitality industry really at all. My husband would go because he was a minister and everything, and he had off on the weekends, but unfortunately I did not. So the church that we are attending now, they had two services. They had an early morning service, and then they had a later morning service. So we would go to that 7:45 service, and we both, when we heard that message, because let me just backtrack. The reason why we decided to go to that church is obviously because we wanted to worship together. So when we were at the service and we heard him preaching about what love is, we both felt like, wow, this is great. This is what we should be doing. This is where we should go. But we didn't say anything to each other because we knew leaving the church that we were in, it was my family's church, a family member of mine's church. And that was going to be hard. It's always hard when you have to disassociate yourself from your family. So I think we both kind of felt that and didn't really want to do that. But, something about that message and something about that atmosphere at the church, at our church today, drew us there. And we were just having a conversation about the sermon, and my husband expressed to me how he felt, and I expressed to him how I felt. And in that conversation, we realized that we both felt the same way. So we joined. And like I said, that's the church that my son has been going to for almost 4 years. And, I've grown so much. I'm not that same broken girl that walked through those doors, not expecting anything at the time. I just, came because I wanted to go to church with my husband. And like I said, I was so broken. And it was like that church helped put me back together and helped make me the person that I am today, which is a totally different person than I was back then. So I say all that to say, like, today we had to tell them that we will be leaving in July, and the love that we received from them, like everybody, some people were crying. Some people were like, listen, when y'all leave, I'm gonna cry. I don't want y'all to go. Some people were like, I'm so happy for you guys. I'm glad you guys are going. Everything was positive, but it just made me realize, like, wow, I appreciate, it really made me see how much for me I appreciated these people. Like the fact that I'm leaving so hard lets you know that I love those people. And, it's hard in life to find good people. It's hard to have people that genuinely wish you the best and want the best for you. A lot of people will tell you they want the best for you, but not really mean it. Trust me, I know. 95, 97, 98% of my church, I know for sure, wants nothing but the best for my husband and I. And they're just, like I said, good people. When my husband, they've just always encouraged us. Even me, like that was my husband's home church. That was the church he kind of grew up in. And then he married me, and then we both came back to that church together, and they embraced me the same way they embraced him. And they're just loving people. And the relationships, like I have formed lifelong friendships and relationships out of there. And I'm just so appreciative. And I just wanted to tell you guys, like, when you find genuine people, appreciate what you have. Tomorrow is not promised. You never know what's going to happen. Tomorrow's not promised as it relates to life and death, but it's also not promised as it relates to where you find yourself. You could pick up a job 20,000 miles from your home right now and have to pick up and leave those people because you have an opportunity to work somewhere else. So I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm hoping that I'm making sense, but I feel like I'm not. Just be appreciative of the people that you have in your life and appreciate the impact that they've had on your life. Don't take people for granted. It's almost as if I feel like I'm never going to see them again, but we're only literally like a half an hour away from each other, my church and the church that we're going to. But it's just, it's so bittersweet, and just so many people have so many kind things to say. And I'm looking at these people and I'm remembering, just sitting down and talking to them and getting to know them and learning about who they are and them doing the same for me. I'm replaying all these things in my mind as they're congratulating us. And it's just a beautiful thing to just have genuine people. So I said all of that to just say, appreciate the people that you have in your life. Appreciate the course that you're on in life. You might not understand it now, but you'll understand it better by and by. Thank you guys again. I'm sorry that this video was a little bit emotional and probably my thoughts were all over the place. But thank you guys again for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye-bye.